So having said that, let's move to our first quiz question. So how many hours of sleep does the average adult need per night? 5 to 7, 6 to 8, 7 to 9, or 8 to 10? Any takers?
B.
All right, well, the answer is 7 to 9. So the actual sleep needs vary from person to person and by age, but on average, the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It's important to note that for the average adult, lack of sleep has serious health implications. So, a recent meta-analysis carried out by Oxford University, consisting of 16 studies involving more than 1.5 million participants, found that those who got less than 6 hours of sleep per night were 12% more likely to die over a period of 25 years compared to those who slept the recommended amount. Now, I don't mean to scare you with that information, but hopefully that'll sway you to get more sleep if you've been having trouble. So what causes that lack of sleep? Some examples of factors that can cause sleep loss can be seen on the slide here. Can you guys relate to any of these? We've got irregular sleep schedule. This is especially apparent in shift work and those that work rotating shifts. But another example is a technology. That 24/7 connection to work that we have with social media and cell phones and laptops and televisions can really affect our sleep. We've also got changes in sleeping environment. More light, noises while you're trying to sleep, travel can all affect that. Perhaps you have a partner that snores, or children or pets that sleep with you in the bed that keep you awake. Older age also affects our sleep. Disorders such as insomnia and sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome can have effects on our sleep as well. Some medications such as decongestants and steroids, and then a lot of the common medications that relieve headaches that contain caffeine can affect our sleep. There's also lifestyle habits, chronic stress. Can you guys think of any others? I think another big one is uncomfortable sleeping situations. Maybe you have an uncomfortable mattress or pillow. That can also affect your sleep. Tech items, yeah, absolutely. So moving on from our causes, let's test your knowledge again. So true or false, alcohol or a nightcap before bedtime may help improve sleep?
False.
Yeah, excellent, guys. Yeah, that is false. So while it may make you tired at first, it can affect your ability to stay asleep and get that deep quality sleep that we need. Exactly, Mike. Yeah, yeah. So he's a couple hours and then you wake. Yeah, absolutely. You may sleep pretty heavy for the first couple hours, but you'll find yourself waking up halfway through the night, and that's really detrimental to getting that deep sleep that we all need. So let's go over some tips. So first, we're going to deal with some daily habits that you can consider. So our first one is be physically active. Moving more can mean sleeping better. You should look for ways to be physically active throughout your day, and the aim should be to get at least 30 minutes of activity per day. It's important to note, though, you may want to make sure that it's no later than 2 or 3 hours before bedtime. That ramps our systems up and makes it hard for us to go to sleep when we want. Our second daily tip is avoid heavy meals and liquids near bedtime. This can help you avoid waking up for trips to the bathroom as far as the liquids go, and the heavy meals can help prevent indigestion that may wake you up as well. Our third daily habit is avoid alcohol, caffeine, and tobacco close to bedtime. As far as the caffeine and tobacco goes, those are both stimulants that can make it hard to fall asleep. And then, as we just discussed in the last slide, it's best to avoid alcohol before bedtime as it robs you of that deep sleep. Our fourth daily tip is get some exposure to natural sunlight during the day, at least 30 minutes. This helps support your body's natural circadian rhythms and helps create a healthy sleep-wake cycle. Even natural light on cloudy days is beneficial. Then our fifth and final daily habit tip is stick to a consistent sleep schedule, even on the weekends or days off. Sleeping later on weekends won't fully make up for a lack of sleep during the week and will make it harder to wake up early on Monday morning. So it's important to keep that in mind. Another quiz question for you guys. True or false, using a smartphone or electronics device prior to bedtime is a good way to unwind and prepare for sleep? Yeah, excellent, guys. That's false. So using a smartphone or electronic device prior to bedtime is not a good way to unwind and prepare for sleep because the blue light emitted from electronic devices and televisions can reduce the amount of the natural hormone melatonin that your body produces, which makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. So let's move on to some more tips. This time, let's discuss some tips for your nightly and bedroom routine. Our first tip is create a relaxing routine. Don't schedule so much that you don't have time to unwind. Take a hot bath, relax, listen to some music, perhaps read a book. Our next nightly routine tip is avoid mental stimulation. Avoid activities that get your brain revved up or your emotions. For example, watching upsetting TV shows, discussing stressful topics, or even working. And our last nightly routine tip is turn off electronics at least 30 minutes before bedtime. It's best to keep electronics out of the bedroom if possible. If you can't do this, keep in mind many phones and devices have a do not disturb feature that can be set to allow certain calls, phone numbers to come through in case of emergency, but also silence other notifications so they don't wake you up. Some devices also have a night shift option that reduces the amount of blue light they emit. And likewise, apps exist for phones, tablets, and computers that adjust color temperature to the time of day and expected sleep time to prevent sleep disruptions. And for our final two tips for sleeping well, these involve creating an environment that supports your sleep. Our first tip is keep it cool, comfortable, and quiet. Turn down that thermostat. Use comfortable bedding and sleepwear. Many people use a fan or a white noise machine to block out other sounds. Our final sleep environment tip is consider sleeping solo if your partner, kids, or pets keep you awake. So when is it time to see a doctor? It's important to keep in mind that sleep disorders affect millions of Americans, yet many go undiagnosed. See your doctor if you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. You should also see your doctor if you're sleeping the recommended 7 to 9 hours and still feeling unrefreshed after you sleep. And likewise, if you're feeling excessive daytime sleepiness even after getting the recommended amount of sleep. Many sleep disorders can be improved with behavioral therapy as well as different medicines. So my question for you guys is, what will you do next to try to improve your sleep? Try a new technique to promote sleep, such as some of the ones we went over today. You could go to bed 15 minutes earlier. Try to unplug those electronics 30 minutes before bedtime. Schedule an appointment with a doctor to discuss sleep concerns if you feel that you've tried all these other options and they're not helping. And then finally, commit to a consistent sleep schedule. Well, I hope these tips were useful for you guys. I want to thank you for joining. And then keep in mind that we've got one more What's What this coming Thursday on healthy fats. And this is you guys' opportunity to dive into a little bit of nutrition and learn why fat is a necessary nutrient for your health and how you can take the fear out of eating it. Thank you, everyone. So, Mike, you said, where can we get this presentation? This will be on our website. It will get posted later today. So the new GE Power Station website is just gepowerstation.com. If you have any colleagues that missed it, make sure to let them know that you can go there and get it. Thank you, guys, and have a good rest of your morning.